show you how. I could show you how to fight them. I could show you how to defeat them now. The world has been broke down. The world is just announced. Final time is now. The final time to bounce. But I will not get down. For you can't force me now. Awakening is clear. I could show you how. I could show you how to fight them. I could show you how to defeat them now. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? This is just for us now. Yeah, I can never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right. It feels right. It feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels right. It feels right. It feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels right. That it feels right. Feels right. So right, so right, so right. I'm just going with the gut. Never had a doubt, felt like this is just a must. Put me in perspective, I'm the deepest in the cut. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now. We know I ain't ballin' yet. Hoes wanna holler, oh no, I don't call them back. Girl,
it down, we gon' have a blast. Cause I just wanna know what you gonna do with all of that. Ain't gotta say a word, I know what's up. You can have it all, watch me rip it off. I'll admit it, you got me feeling hella loved. Even when it's going down, know that we gon' live it up. Young shot caller, always been a baller. Know that you the one, I can feel it in my heart. Yeah, I won't stop charging me, go and come harder. I can see you and I, way beyond the stars, girl. I can never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right. It feels right. It feels right. It feels right.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. You search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious.
If you're with us online at home, go and start to get your space, your equipment set up. Today you'll need a single dumbbell, or if you have it, you can have a barbell, so medium or light barbell. But if you don't have a barbell, you'll want a set of dumbbells. And we'll see you here in about a minute and a half. All right, welcome back to Pump. If you're with us here in person or online and this is your first class, thank you for being here. A little bit about the format of the class today. We'll start with a warm-up. I'll go over all the movements we have today, so don't worry too much about the movements that we have if you don't recognize those. If you're online, you can find the movements, the equipment that you need in the description. But the format today, after we go over all the movements, is a 6-minute warm-up, kind of get the body ready to go. And then we'll jump into the workout. And the workout for today, just like last class I talked about, is going to be a little bit different because we're doing a few technical movements. So it's going to vary a little bit. But for the majority of it is each round that we have, so we're going to have 4 rounds total, but each round is going to consist of 2 movements that will superset, okay? And so what I mean by that is we'll do movement 1 for 30 seconds, then go right into movement 2 for 30 seconds. That's 1 set. We'll repeat that. Do that same thing again for a 2nd set, 3rd set, 4th set. That'll be 1 round done. Then you'll get a 1-minute rest period, and then we'll do a cool down and stretch routine at the end. So like I said, today's a little bit different. So if you're with us for our last class, we started learning Turkish Get Ups. We're doing that today as well. So if you're at home, you don't have weights, things like that, that's okay. You can do it without weight and just practice that movement pattern. If you do have weight, awesome. And I'll go over those movements. And then the other movement we have paired today is going to be a 4-series clean progression, okay? So I'll start with the clean progression and what those movements are. That's actually going to be around 3 and 4. So when we're doing a clean progression, first thing is we're all braced, which I know we are, right? Yep. I love it when sometimes when you look and just see that second of, oh no. So for the clean progression, this is where we'll be using the barbells. If you're at home and you don't have barbells, that's fine. You can use dumbbells for this if you want as well. So the first part of the progression is whenever you're going into a clean, and we're kind of doing more of a hang clean, okay? Don't necessarily need to know that too much, but that just means that we're not going all the way to the floor, okay? We're just going to about the knee level wherever you find that tightness. So just like in a Romanian deadlift when we do them in RDL, when we push those hips back, weight even on those feet where you feel that stretch. So first part of a clean progression is we're pulling up and we're popping off the quads, okay? So this movement is those ones that you see a lot of times, like a full one, is they pull up, they pop, they pull it under, they catch it under low, they come up, and then you can add that press at the end, okay? So the first progression, so go ahead and grab your barbell. We'll do this one together. If you're at home with dumbbells, you won't be focusing as much on a pop here. So we're going to go into RDL, that hip hinge here. Weights even on those feet, knees are in line with those toes, okay? Glutes are activated, core strong, shoulder blades are pulled back. And we're just standing up and then popping off the quads. It's almost like quad punching the bar a little bit, okay? Then we're going to go right down, come back up, quad punch it, back down. That's the first progression, okay? So it'll be 30 seconds of that into the second progression is we're adding a pull. So we're coming up, pop, and we're shrugging. So we're doing that pull. Elbows stay high over the bar here, okay? We don't want to drop under. So keep those elbows up above, palms stay down on that pull. So you're kind of shrugging that up to your chest, okay? So that's the second pull progression. Here, pop, shrug. The third progression, so we're going to pull, pop, shrug it, but then drop under it, okay? And then we're going to squat it back up. So with this one, you don't have to pull it up as high. Really the biggest thing you're trying to do is get under the bar. So if I pull, pop, I can just drop under and then catch it down here. So in that low squat, I want to try to keep those elbows up if you can. Then you're going to stand up out of it, okay? Progression 4, and I'll be doing these slow when we start the actual workout. So I'll be going around if you're having any struggles, having any issues getting stuck, I'll help you out with those. Progression 4 is we're doing that full thing again. So from the RDL, stand up, hit with the quads, pull, drop under, catch, weights even on those feet, knees in line with those toes or brace. We're going to stand up and we're going to press overhead, okay? Then we're going to come right back down, reverse it, and then back into that starting movement, okay? If you don't, it's not clicking yet, that's okay, no stress. This is what today is. We're coming back in with the Turkish Get Ups, and then we're going over introducing, come on in, we got space. We can put it right here in the center. So the other movement that we have today, what I was going to say, for the clean progression, if you're at home, you just have dumbbells. Like I said, don't have to worry too much about that pop. If you're here when you come and you pull up, you can just kind of do more of an RDL with that first phase, okay? When you go into that second, you can kind of come up, and it's almost like a clean shrug, but without popping off those legs, okay? So just get rid of that pop with that pull. Make sure to stay braced with that. For Turkish Get Ups, we'll do a quick run through all together real quick at that one. So in case you weren't here, you haven't done those before. We're just going to do 2 reps to start When we start the workout, I'll be going slow, calling out the movements and what we're going through. So let's all take a spot on the ground. This is where you'll want that single dumbbell. And we're going to start on our right side. So if we were starting on our right side, the weight is going to be in your right hand, either a kettlebell, dumbbell. Don't have to use weight if you don't want to yet either. So we're going to roll up to center. From here, my left arm's going to go out at about 90 degrees. My left leg's going to go out at about 45. And that hand is going to be up overhead holding that weight. Okay? The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to lean up onto that elbow. Okay, so we're coming up onto that left hip, weights on the elbow. So we don't want to be fully here. We want to roll over onto that elbow, keep that low back pulled in, straight line. From here, press up onto that hand. Okay, from this position, we're lifting those hips up, still holding that weight, and you're going to kick that foot underneath. So it's going to go under, behind. So now that knee is directly underneath the hip. Okay, from here, you're going to come up to standing. You're going to twist that back leg. You can twist the back leg before you come up. It's up to you. And then we're going to step up into a lunge. Now we're going to reverse that. So lunging back down onto that left leg. Nice job. You can kick the foot first if you want. Drop that arm down. Weight still up in this hand. We're going to kick the left leg through and under, back out to that 45. You can move your arm while you're supporting this if it gets out of position. That's totally fine. Drop it back down onto the elbow. Control it. Back down onto the floor, bring the weight in, roll over to the left side. Weight goes into the left hand. So we're going to do one more. Roll back to center. Left arm that's holding the weight goes up. Right arm goes out at 90. Right leg goes out at 45. From here, we're going to hinge ourselves up onto that right hip. Weight is on that right elbow. Press the weight up through the hands. We're lifting that elbow off the floor. Lifting those hips. Nice job. Hip's going to come underneath, directly underneath, or knee's going to come underneath, directly under that hip. From here, you're going to come up to kneeling position, rotate that back leg, and step up. Nice. Now we're going to reverse it. Back down onto that right knee. We're going to drop down that arm, kick that foot over. From here, we're going to lift that knee up, kick under, out to that 45. Drop back down onto that hip, and control it. Back down onto the floor. Then you lower the leg, drop the arm, and roll over to the opposite side. So that is the Turkish Get Up. If you don't quite got it down yet, that's totally fine. I'll be calling out those cues through the movement. We have 2 rounds of it, so we have 4 movements total. So the first round, we're doing 4 minutes straight of that. Once you do one side, you're going to switch over to the opposite side. So we're not staying on that same arm holding that weight that whole time, okay? So first round, take it easy. Don't have to use weight. Use really light weight if you want to. That second round, you can, if you feel comfortable, you can up that weight if you want. Okay. Any questions before we get warmed up? All right, let's do it. Let's get some music started. I'll check online real quick, see if we have any questions. Let's get going. All right, starting with those jumping jacks. Stay braced. Nice job. Nice job. Something's wrong on the computer and I couldn't figure it out, but we got it. So remember, we're only really at like 40%. If you want to minimize that impact, you can be right here. We're not overly pushing yet. Air squats. So the air squats, pushing those hips back and down like you're sitting down into a little chair. Knees in line with those toes. Keep those glutes on the whole time. Don't let those glutes shut off. Nice job. Stay braced. Weight even from heel to toe on those feet. Nice job. Marches. Drive those knees up. Really think of keeping that core braced. Pelvic floor up and in. That core is strong. And put a little power from your core into that knee drive. Nice job. One thing you want to pay attention to is you don't want a lot of side movement when you're doing it. Try to stay controlled, straight on. Lunges, alternating. With lunges, weight stays even on that front leg. Don't let that toe come up. Don't let that heel come up. Keep that glute engaged on that front leg. Any squat or lunge, we want that glute on the whole time. Nice job. Stay braced. Stay controlled. Arm circles, full range of motion here. When we're reaching, we don't want to rotate the torso. Keep that torso squared, full range of motion. Reverse, opposite direction. Nice job. Inchworms into push-ups. So when we're getting to that position, we don't want to round that low back, so we're going to bend the knees, walk out into that plank. We're just warming up, so warm up push-up. We're going to pop up, walk into a downward dog, stretch out those calves, those hamstrings, walk back out into a push-up. Nice, stay braced. Pelvic floor up and in, that core is engaged and strong. Shoulder blades stay back and down. Jumping jacks, round 2, picking up that tempo a little bit. So maybe at about 60, 70%. Nice job. Nice job. Keep that bracing. Air squats. And as always, sometimes when there's music, you tend to keep that tempo of the music. For the warm-up, you don't necessarily have to. If you're getting tired, starting to get really winded, pull that intensity back down a little bit. So even though we're picking up the tempo, we're not bouncing at the bottom. We're down, control, second stop, right back up. Glutes on, marches. Nice job. Put some core power into that knee drive. Lunges, alternating. If you feel strong in that lunge, that bounce, that control, you can open a twist. Some thoracic rotation if you want. But you're twisting towards the side of that knee that's out in front. Your left knee's in front, opening to the left, back to center. Good job. Stay braced. Weight even on those feet. Knee in line with the toe. Arm circles. Good job. Just warm those shoulders up. Reverse. Opposite direction. Inchworms into those push-ups. And you can control it. You can do 1 push-up, you could do 3, you could do 5. What do you need in that warm-up? Shoulder blades back and down, push-up, hands under the chest, not under the face. Breathe through that stretch. Take a break. 1 minute. And we're starting the workout. So remembering with these Turkish Get Ups, you don't have to use weight to start. Doesn't matter. You can use no weight. You can implement weight when you want, whenever you're ready. And remember, we have 2 rounds of Turkish Get Ups. Feel free to use this first round Learning the movement, getting that movement down. Next round, if you feel comfortable, great, you can change that weight. Not quite yet, that's also great. Doesn't really matter. We're just working on the technique of the move here. We got about 30 seconds, and we're starting. And I'll be calling out all the movements I'm doing. So if you feel like you're lost, go ahead, just follow along with me. Even if you're doing it and you got it and you get stuck, you can pause, you can follow along. All right, in 5, 3, 2, 1, let's go. I'm starting on my right side. Weight is in my right hand. I'm rolling to center. Arm is up. Left arm out at 90 degrees. Left leg at 45. We're gonna hinge up onto that elbow. Press up onto that hand. Lift those hips. We're gonna tuck that knee under. Weights up. We're gonna sit up tall. Twist that back foot. We're gonna lunge to standing. We're gonna reverse it. Back down onto that left knee. We're gonna hinge over, weight onto that hand, move that foot. We're gonna lift that knee up, under, through, kick it out to 45, and scoot yourself back if you need. Drop down onto the elbow, down onto the floor, pull that weight in, roll over to the left side. And then we're back to center. Left arm is up, right arm out at 90, right leg out at 45. We're gonna hinge up onto that elbow. Keep that low back pulled in, don't round it. Press up onto that hand. We're gonna lift those hips. Nice job. We're gonna tuck that knee underneath that hip here. We're gonna lift up, sit tall, move that back leg, and we're gonna lunge up. Nice, going back down onto that right knee. You can move the foot or the arm first, totally up to you. Hinge on that hip. Lift that knee up and under, kick it out at 45. Come down onto that elbow, down onto the floor. Pull that weight in. Roll to the right side. Back to center. Right arm up. Left arm at 90. Left leg at 45. We're gonna press up onto that elbow. Press up onto that hand. We're gonna lift those hips. Nice job. We're gonna tuck that left knee underneath that hip. Weight stays up. Hinge, sit up tall. Move that back foot. Step up out of that lunge. And we're reversing it. Back down onto that left knee. We're gonna hinge down. Move that foot over. Lift that knee up, under, and through. Come down onto that elbow. Fully down onto your back. Lower that weight down. We're rolling to our left side. Let me check our time. Nice, we got a minute and a half left here. Left arm is up. Right arm at 90. Right leg at 45. We're gonna hinge our way up onto that elbow. Nice job. Remember to stay braced here. Up onto the hand from the elbow. Perfect. We're gonna lift those hips. We're gonna tuck that right knee underneath that hip. Come up to standing. Rotate that back leg. Lunge step to up. Nice. We're reversing it. Down onto that right knee. You can scooch that foot. Drop that hip. Popping that hip out. Behind you. So we don't want to be up forward. Want that down. Lift that right knee up, under, and through. Drop to seated. Down onto that elbow. Fully down onto the floor. Pull that weight in. Roll to your right side. Back to center. Right arm's up. This might be the last one. Left arm out at 90. Left leg out at 45. And we're gonna hinge up onto that elbow. Nice job. Press up onto that hand. Remember, we don't want to shrug and collapse through the shoulders. Keep those shoulder blades back and down. Lift those hips. Tuck that left knee up under, directly under that hip. Sit up tall. Rotate that foot. Lunge step forward. And time. Take a break. 1 minute rest. Feel free to adjust that weight. You can go up, you can go down. You can keep it the same if you want. We got one more round of this movement. So if you're feeling really tired, really exhausted, keep the same. If you're dying, go down. If you're feeling good, confident, stay where you are, go up. It's up to you here. This one, I'll be walking around, checking on that form for a little bit, and I can call out where we're at. So if anyone's stuck, that's all right. Let me know. I'll come over and help you. 15 seconds. Get that weight ready that you want. Whatever arm you started with the first time, if you remember, start on the opposite. Or whatever one you ended on, start on the opposite side of where you ended. All right, we're on our sides. 3, 2, 1. Rolling up to center. That weight's gonna extend straight up. Arm out at 90, leg out at 45. Press up onto that elbow. Keep that low back pulled in. Press up onto that hand. Nice job. Lift the hips, knees under. Stand up. Lunge step out of it. Nice job. We're gonna reverse it down. Back onto that knee. Hinge at the hip. Get onto that hand. Kick that knee and that leg through. Nice job. Roll back onto the elbow. Back. Nice. Nice job. All right, I'm joining you again. So, whichever arm you're on, you can do on the opposite. I'm starting with my left. Right arm at 90, right leg at 45. Hinge up onto that elbow. Keep that low back pulled in. You're over onto your right hip. You're rolled over a bit. Press up onto that hand. Nice job. We're gonna lift those hips. And we're gonna tuck that knee underneath. Then back up to center. Rotate that back leg. And we're gonna lunge step to standing. Nice. Lunging back down onto that right knee. We're hinging, kicking that foot across. Nice. From here, we're lifting that right knee, kicking it through. Coming back to seated. Down onto that elbow. Down onto the floor. Bring that weight in. Roll into your, well, whatever your opposite side is. I'm going on my right now. Right arm is up. Left arm at 90. Left leg at 45. I'm gonna extend up onto that elbow. Weight's on my left hip now. Press up onto that hand. Nice job. Lift those hips up. From here, we're kicking that knee underneath, directly under that hip. So we wanna be in the star position. Come up, rotate that back leg to standing. Nice. Kick that left knee back and down. Turn that foot. Hinge down onto the side. Nice job. Kick that knee up, through, down to the floor, elbow, all the way down into center. Nice job. Stay with it. Find your tempo. Find that rhythm. Stay with it. Nice job, control. Nice job. And as you start to feel more confident, a little bit stronger, try to maintain the same speed and transition from pose and movement to each one. So coming up from the floor on the elbow shouldn't be quicker from coming to the elbow to the hand. Vice versa on the way down. Nice job. 30 seconds left. And don't move too fast in it. So this isn't a quick movement. Thinking slow, controlled, time under tension here. We're not necessarily trying to move quick. Nice job. Nice work. So on this one, so put the hand over here though. So then you come out a little bit farther and forward. It gives you a little bit more of a stable point versus having the hand back. Nice job, nice job. Take a break. 1 minute before that clean progression. All right, we're getting ready for that clean progression. It looks silly and easy, but by the end of this, you're gonna have done a lot of glute and low back pulls. So remember, stay braced, keep that core strong, stay engaged through this whole movement. We're starting in 3, 2, 1, let's go. If you're at home, you can just be dumbbells. So if you're here, starting in that RDL, you're just pulling, popping off the quad, back down, pull up, pop. Just seeing almost quad punching. If you shrug or pull before with the shoulders before you hit pop, you can sometimes hit that bone in your hip. So don't pull, don't shrug before you pop with that quad. That pop is important because it's what allows us to get a lot of power into that movement once we get stronger with it. So we're gonna pull up, pop it with the quads. Now we're adding the pull. Pull, pop, shrug it, right back down. Remember, elbows stay high over that bar. Then we're back down. Here, pull, pop, shrug right up to the chest. You don't have to hold it at the top. I'm just holding it. So we're gonna do that pull, pop, shrug, down. Pull, pop, shrug, down. Pull, pop, shrug. Nice job. Try and make it start to get fluid with that movement. Pull, pop, shrug. That pop is just, feel free to keep going. That pop is just giving you a little bit more momentum to pull a heavier weight to squat under as we develop that movement a bit. Stay with it. Back to the first one. Just the pull and the pop, no shrug. So
It's getting close, it's getting late, it's getting close in my favorite
nice job, nice job.
It's getting close, it's getting late.
Get a little power into that pop. Get a good hit. Now we're bringing back that shrug.
It's getting late, it's getting
Gonna pull, pop, shrug it up, back down. Pull, pop, shrug. But keep those elbows up. We don't want to start to twist down. Keep those up high here. The reason is if you come here, that's kind of the catch and the drop under we're going to bring in later. You're gonna pull, pop, shrug, back down. Pull, pop, shrug. Back to pull and just pop. Pull. Make sure those glutes are still on. Make sure that core is still braced. Nice. And with that pop, we're not using the arms to lift it out. All just coming from the legs hitting, from those quads hitting them. Good job. Pull, pop. Feels like a silly movement, but once you start to get a little bit more advanced with it, you start to add a lot more weight. You'll really want to make sure you're getting that pop. Pull, pop, shrugs we're back into. Pull. Nice job. Maintain control. Nice job. Nice job. Stay with it. Nice. As you get more comfortable, try to make it a bit fluid. We don't want to go into a pull and then a pop and then a shrug. Try to make it all flow together. Back to pull and pop. No shrug now. And we don't want to round that low back. Remember, we don't want to be here. We want to keep that strong position with that low back. Nice job. Really quad punch that thing. Add that shrug. Nice. Nice job. Nice job. Remember, if you're at home, you just don't have to do that pop. So the first movement is that RDL. Second movement is doing the RDL and shrugging. Pulling that weight up, catching it, okay? Or actually not catching, sorry. Take a break. Nice work. First progression down. All right, so something to pay attention to when we're doing that clean progression. So when we do that pop, that's just to help us get a little more to come up. So when we do it and we shrug, we don't want to pull the weight out in front of us. We want to keep that weight in close. If you have 10, 15, 20 pounds, you're not going to feel a lot if you come out here. You got 40, 50, 60 pounds. As you get more comfortable, that's going to be a lot of pull forward. So keep that weight in close. Next progression, we're pulling and we're dropping under into that front squat, and we're squatting out of it, okay? Last progression, that full thing, we're catching it, and then we're coming up and we're pressing overhead. And remember, anytime you're pressing overhead, keep those scapula strong, squeeze together, power comes from that part of that back. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we're putting all progression 2 into a low front squat catch. And we don't want the knees going forward, we want those hips sitting back and down. I'm gonna pull, pop, shrug it, and I'm gonna drop under. Get those elbows up, we don't want those elbows collapsing. Elbows up, keep our torso up. And then we're right back down. Pull, pop, shrug, drop under, catch. Weights even on those feet. Glutes are activated. Nice job. Nice work. Nice. Try to get those elbows up in that catch. Really lift them. There's a spot on your shoulder blades that can hold the weight. So you don't necessarily need to worry too much about holding it. You can take time finding that though. Pull, pop, shrug, catch. Get those elbows up. Nice. Nice job. Well, now we're doing progression 2. I forgot about the second part. So now we're going to do the presses ones for a minute. It was too fun. I couldn't switch up. So pull, pop, shrug, catch, come up, press overhead, back down, repeat. Pull, pop, catch, squat it, press it. Nice. Keep those glutes on. Stay braced here. Nice work. Remember, keep that weight close. We don't want that weight coming out. Keep it right in by the body. And at the last second, you'll drop under it. Don't let it come out in front of you. Nice job. Nice work. Get those elbows up in that catch. The reason we talk about elbows is once you get to a heavier weight, if you're here, you just fall. That weight will fall, take you down to the floor. Get those up, it'll keep you in position. Progression 3, no more press. Pull, pop, catch it. Squatting it. Nice. Nice job. Don't lose that brace at the bottom of that catch. Keep those glutes on. Stay braced. Nice job, nice job. You can always adjust that weight. Nice job, stay with it. Keep going, keep going.
Let's go.
You're right, my mic was off at the end. No! Well, if you're at home and my mic shut off, you're feeling those energetic vibes we're shooting at you, right? You stuck with us, I know you did. All right, we're going to clean up, wipe down that equipment, get ready for our cool down. As you're cleaning up, if you find any black streaks on the floor, let's help out facilities. We'll wipe those up. Woo. Nice job today, y'all. As you're cleaning up, starting to slow that breathing down. Remember, breathing in through the nose and into the belly. Tend to breathe into the traps, the shoulders, the chest. Let that belly expand. Breathe in through it, and then exhale through the mouth. And when you're ready, we're going to start with those deeper breaths. Inhaling through the nose on the way up. Exhaling through the mouth on the way down. Feel free to find your own breathing tempo here. On that next exhale, we're going to pull that arm across. Remember to keep that shoulder blade pulled back and down. Working on stretching that rear delt here. Keep those breaths. All these stretches, we want to keep that slight braced posture. Keep those breaths and stretch a little further on each exhale. We're back to the song. I realized I was wrong last time. It wasn't Adventure Time. It was Steven Universe. When you're ready, go and release, and we're going to swap over opposite side. And on the stretch, the cool down part of class, try to work here. Increase that mobility, increase that flexibility each time. We're going to release. We're going to pull that first arm, the elbow back, hand in between those shoulder blades. When you're ready, you're going to release, switch over to the opposite side.
We're scaring those things away.
When you're ready, go ahead and release. We're going to bring those hands behind the back, interlock those finger blades, shoulder blades, back and down. We're going to roll that head and neck. Feel free to breathe. If you find a spot that's really tight, feel free to stay there. You can alternate directions. And when you're ready, go and release. Inhale up to the nose. And we're going to exhale down into that full floor squat, working on keeping those heels flat onto the floor. If you can't quite get those heels down, that's okay. You can keep the weight forward onto your hands. Work your way a little bit deeper over time into that position here. Once we're down to the floor, shoulder blades stay back and down, sit up tall within that position. We don't want to collapse. And if you want more of an inner thigh stretch here, elbows to the inside of the knees, palms together. Press those palms down, opening up those hips. And breathe through the nose into the belly. If you're ever looking for a little bit more stretch, you can always do knuckles to knuckles. Might not need to. When you're ready, we're going to release down onto the mat, coming down onto all fours. And we're going to drop down into that puppy pose. Hips staying over the knees, arms extending out in front, dropping that chest that head into the floor. And breathe. Yourself back up to center. We're gonna come up into plank. We're gonna lift. We're gonna lift that right leg. Drive that knee up underneath, crossing that foot in front for that pigeon stretch. You extend that back leg down, push those hips into the floor. If you're looking for a bit more hip stretch, bring this foot up farther. As you relax in that stretch, you can slowly bring yourself closer to the floor, but don't round that low back. Keep that low back pulled in. And breathe. A good rule of thumb when stretching is trying to make every second or third inhale a little bit deeper. Almost forces you to see where you're holding tension, to relax that part of the body, and then exhale that tension out. As your body's relaxing, if you can sink lower, always feel free. We don't want to round out that low back. When you're ready, we're going to bring ourselves up out of that stretch. Tuck that back toe, lift the back leg, step that right foot back and down. Inhale, lift that left leg up, and on that exhale, drive it up underneath, cross that foot to the opposite side. You can extend that back leg back if you want. Press those hips into the floor. And breathe. Second or third inhale, make it a little bit deeper. Breathe into the belly, and then exhale that tension from wherever it's at. You can always drop further down into that stretch, but keep that low back pulled in. When you're ready, go and release yourself up. Tuck that back toe, lift the back leg, step back, and we're going to press into the downward dog, pumping out those calves. Stretch those calves, those hamstrings. When you're ready, go and walk those hands in. We're going to roll up to standing. If you want to, feel free to stay and continue to stretch. You're most welcome to. We're going to close out class, though, because we're at 6 o'clock, finishing with those last 3 breaths. Each inhale a little bit deeper. Each exhale out a little bit further. Really, these last 3 breaths are just as a thank you to yourself for being here, thanking your body for showing up. Nice job today, everybody. Great work. If you're with us online, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget homework, good full dinner, drink lots of water tonight, at least 6 hours of sleep, and we'll see you on Thursday night for class. Have a nice night.